Hello, hello. Nobody's here, but I'm still going to say hello for those who catch me later. Oh, look at this annoying ring in my glasses. Sorry. But at least you can see what I'm doing. Somebody's here. Hi, somebody. Say hi when you jump on so I know you're here. I'm going to say this about 10 times, but first thing we need to do the whole, hey, I'm Katie. And if there is a little live icon right here in the top left-hand corner, I am live and you can ask questions and hopefully I will see your comment and I will be able to answer you. And if it is no longer there, then I am not live, and if you're trying to talk to me, I won't know. So, hello everybody, coming on in. Hey, hey, hey. So, while we wait for a few people to jump on, I'm going to throw some paint on this cup. I want to do several different colors so that I can do different cheats down all the way across so you can see what different cheats look like on different colors. I wanted to do that earlier today, but I just didn't have time. So I said I was going to do my hair and makeup for y'all, but I did my hair and makeup because I had to leave the house today. So I kind of was a little busier today than I thought I was going to be. So hello everybody hopping on. Okay, I'm just going to paint this because we're going to use it later. So you don't have to pay attention to what I'm doing because it's nothing that important. So I'm just going to paint some lines across and we'll kind of do a few different colors so you can see the way that cheats react on different color bases. And I will go over what cheats are, what they're used for, and all of that stuff here in just a few minutes after we get some company here. Y'all are on this tonight. There's already a bunch of you on. Rinse my brush, get another color. So I think one of the more common colors people ask about with cheats is like oranges and reds. Which one will look good? Some of my paints are nasty, so I'm going to try to shake them up good. Hello, Robin, Northwest. Have we talked about where you're from yet? I know there's a few of us from in here in Idaho. I'm in Idaho. I am south. Never eat soggy waffles. I'm kind of southwest, a little bit west. Magic Valley, Twin Falls area. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's do an orange. I'm going to try not to touch my previous color and mess up my brush too much. But I really wanted to show you, because I like to use some cheats on different colors than the recommended colors, because why stick to one thing just because that's what it looks best on? Let's experiment and do lots of things, right? Because that's fun, thinking outside the box. Hello, Lauren. I haven't even talked about what cheats are yet. We're getting into that. I'm doing a multicolored base so we can show a bunch of different cheats over the different colors, how they look so different over different bases. And I didn't have time to do it earlier. So we'll do this real quick and then we'll jump into the fun stuff. And later we'll come back and put the cheats over these after it dries. Do some green, some orange. I think I'll do a little bit of yellow, pink, purple, blue, red, and that'll be it. I think that's enough colors. Got some black on there. So just because a cheat is recommended for one color, that doesn't mean you can't use it. Oh, that's not going to come out. Try to get a different brush and dip it in my bottle. Oh, come on. See if I give myself enough room for that many colors. This is not a pretty paint job, guys. Sorry, I am not a painter. I can't make a straight line to save my life. I have to measure it and then put tape on there and then measure it again. Put another piece of tape. So anyways, so tonight we are using cheats. A cheat glitter is an opal or iridescent glitter that takes on the color of your base, but also adds a little bit of sparkle. The sparkle shows the color, where the white in your bottle Does not. So this looks white with a couple different shimmery colors in it. If you use the correct amount and apply it correctly, it will only show the colors you see, and the white will disappear and it will take on whatever color your base color is. You can use any type of paint for this. A lot of times when I use cheats, I like to use them on ombres because I can spray ombre, well, in the summer, I can spray ombre better than I can glitter ombre. So doing a spray ombre and using cheat glitter is like amazing. It's so easy and it gives it such a classy look. I call them my classy cups when I do a cheat, because I think it just gives it just enough sparkle that it's nice and soft, but it's still blingy and pretty. If I miss comments, guys, I apologize. So yeah, my favorite is the spray paint ombres, and I wanted to do that today, but I don't have a space outside to spray paint, and it was super windy today. I spray painted just some cups this morning that we're going to use to show you how, you know, different things do different things. And I had spray paint all over my glasses. It was so bad. I scrubbed and scratched, and oh man, it was not good. This is the cheating in a good way, absolutely. All right, I'm going to do just 2 more colors, I think, and then we'll let this dry and we'll move on to talking a little bit about cheat while we do the project we came here to do. So it's a funny story. I made myself the cup that I posted on the event for this, and my husband and I got in an argument about our cups, and I had put my logo on that cup. And well, I threw a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old because that's what I do. And I threw it in my bucket of acetone and I stripped it. And then I was so mad that I did that because it was such a beautiful cup. The cup, I did one step so we could do the whole cup tonight. So this is the first step. Well, this is the second step. But anyways, it's going to look way different than this. So this is what it kind of looks like. My other cup, I used a lighter pink, and I like it better than I did that darker pink. So I think I might use the lighter one on the one we do tonight. Sometimes you just gotta throw that tantrum. Hi, Sabrina. Hello, everyone that's hopped in and I didn't see. All right, let's do a couple more colors here, and then we will move along. If you want to see a cheat of a certain color, if you have a certain color. Oh, I didn't do my pink. Never mind, I have enough colors. You can't give me another color. And then while this dries, we'll do our other stuff. And I unfortunately, usually I have something with a couple of cheats on it to kind of show, but I don't have anything. I've sold everything or given it away or whatever to most of my stuff that had cheats, but I do have my clock that I did that has some cheats on it, so I'll show that to you. Okay, so this is our experimental cup that we're going to put different cheat strips of certain colors down, and then you'll be able to see how the different colors work on different colored bases, and you can get totally different effects with them. So super fun. Alrighty, so I showed you this cup that I did. This is the first step. This is what we're going to do right now, and then I'll jump over to this one and we will do the rest. So I know Beth and Paul are watching. I know Lauren is on here. Lauren is the owner and the, I don't know what the technical terms are. Cheat is a registered trademarked product. So if you use something similar from a different company and say it's a cheat or you sell it as a cheat, you are violating the law and you can't do that. So call it something else. Are all iridescent and opal glitters created equal? So I tested this a long time ago, like a year and a half. I went to Target and I was like, oh my God, I just paid $7 for a bottle of glitter and I could have paid $5 something or whatever it was, $3, whatever. And I was like, for the same freaking glitter, I was kind of irritated actually. So I went home and I made a cup. I had already used the cheat glitter. So I was like, I'm going to see. So I put it on the cup and you know what? It looked very, very similar. But what happens is when you put it under epoxy, bam, totally different look. They're not the same. Not at all. I'm not saying that there are some out there that may not be, but it was not the same. So if you think you see some that is the same exact thing, chances are it's not. Oh, I'm good. Glad you found me. Yay. Okay, so we have all kinds of cheats, okay? I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see. I might have to, maybe if I turn down my light. Let me know if you can see the light in here. But this one is, there we go. I think I can get it a little bit. Touch of Violet. Actually, let me try something else. I think I might have better luck with this. So I make samples of my glitter. And this is one of them. Excuse my old lady dry, nasty hands, guys. They're terrible. This one is Chunky Mistress XL. See how it's, I put it half clear so you can see the black from my sweater. So I do half white and then I can put a colored piece of cardstock behind it and I'm able to show my customer what it would look like on that color base. So I have them all that way. This one is Touch of Gold. It'll have a gold sparkle. Touch of Rose is just a tiny bit of red. I think these are showing. This one is Pinch of Mistress. The Pinch of is an epoxy additive. So all of these different colors are going to be smaller. The Pinch of is one of my favorites. This is the most universal cheat. If you want to try cheats and you just want to try it, see if you like them, whatever the effect, get one of the Mistress, the Pinch of Mistress or the original Mistress. This one is Shattered Glass. This one, I love putting shattered glass on my Galaxy cups just a little bit. This one is the Pinch of Rose, so it's a smaller cut of the Touch of Rose. And we have Touch of Violet. I don't know how well you're able to see these. Chunky Best Friend. I just kind of wanted you guys to see because you can see where the white is on the background and the black from my shadow on my jacket. Here's Shattered Glass. This one is a lot like the Shattered Mistress, except for it doesn't have as many colors. This one is Touch of Neon. I love, love, love this over black. This is my paintbrush holder, guys, and my it has one layer of epoxy and it is so rough. But this is Touch of Neon over black. So use it. It doesn't have to be over neons. So it's super pretty. What? Yeah. Make sure it's something appropriate.
I know.
Okay. Sorry, kids wanted to watch Netflix. Here is Mistress. This is the regular cut of Mistress. I don't think I'm going to be able to capture it. Hopefully I'm capturing some, or if not, I apologize for wasting your time. Touch of Silver. And you can see in the bottle, it all looks white. But when you get them in the samples, depending on how much, this one I put too much in, it shouldn't be that white on this side. Here's a better example. So this one is Chunky Touch of Gold. So, oh, they already left, Beth. They know I'm live. They're not allowed to hang out tonight. So anyways, there's the cheats. And I think I have them all. I don't know. Maybe she's out. And I just freaking dropped them all over my goddamn floor. Gosh darn floor. Sorry. Oh, that's irritating. Okay, so all kinds of cheats. Fun stuff. So let's get on with this, shall we? Tonight we are using the Chunky Mistress XL. Where is it? Of course, it's one of the last ones I look at. So this one we are using tonight. And that is what is on this cup that I already showed you. See all those different color rainbows? When I first made this cup, I like soft pastel-y colors, and I thought it would be perfect, and I put it on and I didn't like it. So what I did, instead of giving up on it, my samples are made from coin holders. You can find them on Amazon. I did put the link in the description of this. Let me see if I can, oh, come on. And it's not letting me. Okay, so anyways, and then I didn't care for it, so I put Chunky Cheat. Sorry, I don't know what happened to my bottle. I don't remember, but I have this cheesy thing. So my Chunky Cheat is in here, so I put this over the top. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's get this show on the road. White base or stainless base, it doesn't matter. You pick your colors, you can do whatever colors you want. I tend to like softer colors. I've seen people do these with super bright colors, and you can totally do it with spray paint as well. You just around it and put your cheat on there. So, but like I said, I like pastel-y colors. So I'm gonna use the same colors I did in the other one, just so you guys can see the difference. Because we'll put the Chunky Mistress on the new cup tonight, this one, and we'll put the Chunky Cheat over the one I have over there. So I'm just using some acrylic paints, Ocean Breeze, some purple. This one is something I've had forever, Deep Magenta. Do a little bit of yellow. And I did some orange in my last one, but I didn't love the orange in there, so I skipped it this time. So I'm just doing 4 colors, and then you will need some white when we're moving on up here. Okay, so this is the fun part. It's super easy. There is no rhyme or reason to doing this. You just do it, okay? So I always just put a blob on there, just however. And my paintbrush is losing bristles. That's what happens when you're cheap like me. Oh, come on. Where's my other brush? I probably dropped it, threw it on the floor when I did all my coin holders. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If there's streaks in there like that, no big deal. So what? So do whatever. And I'm just going to kind of throw this wherever on my cup. Just a couple patches. Let's see, I did one at the top, one at the bottom. So this one I'm going to kind of go for in the middle. So that's what we have so far. Yes, you can use a sponge too. I've got to revamp on some supplies. I am just like out of everything. I like to use makeup sponges. But for this, it doesn't matter. Take some pink, and we're just going to do the same thing. And you can totally be sloppy. If it goes into the other pieces, it don't matter. Do some up top. And I super love pink, so I'm going to go a little heavy with the pink. Pink and purple are my favorites. All right, so there we have that. Rinse my brush. We'll do some, I just have a towel over here that I keep dipping my brush in. Add some purples. I think my brush is getting a little too wet. I got some soap in my jar because I always tend to not rinse out my glue brushes very well. And if I keep soap in my little dish here, it helps me not ruin so many paintbrushes because I ruined a lot. Okay, so that's what we have now. Pretty ugly, isn't it? But that's okay. I'm getting my table dirty. Let me get a kids' homework out here so I can not get my table so dirty. All right, let's do some yellow. I'm gonna use a new brush for it because I see my comments moving and I know I've missed so much, guys, but I know there's people on here that'll help answer questions and all that. I don't like to take too much time going like this because nobody wants to see me up close that much. And we also don't want to completely bore everyone that's watching the replay. So I kind of am doing this one as kind of a informational tutorial more than a chit-chatty let's craft kind of thing. Okay, so here we have it. Don't forget the butt. Thank you, because I do too. I would have forgot it. You know, honestly, the most of the cups that I do on lives that are experimental pieces like this, I end up stripping all of them unless one's like super duper cool, you know. But if I'm like my rust cup, or so, if it's an order or something, then you know, obviously I'm not going to strip that, but a good majority of the ones I use for examples and show you the different steps and stuff, I just strip them. So but if this one's super cool, I'll sell it. We'll see how it turns out. Okay, so here we have it. So we need to let that dry for a few minutes, and while that dries, we can go ahead and do a little bit of experimenting. Actually, I'm going to stick that. We're going to rush that drying process a little bit. I'm going to put it, well, that'll be too noisy. I have another idea. If my cord will reach. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm going to plug in my space heater. I don't normally have my office set up this way, so everything's like in super awkward spots. Okay, here we go. All right, now I'm sticking my butt in all your face. Okay, let's stick this in front of that heater. Not somewhere where I'm gonna kick it, preferably. Okay, oh, that was a lot of work. I like citrus strip, actually. It smells good. I love having all that glitter, I won't lie. I've had to start moving it. I have a closet over there that I've had to overflow into my closet. Okay, so here is a plain black cup. This one already has glitter and a layer of epoxy. But because I needed more cups for examples and I'm going to strip it anyways, I figure I'll just use this one. So adding glitter. I think buying glitter is as much of a hobby for me as making tumblers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and mix up a little bit of tumbler epoxy because I'm going to use the epoxy method. We are going to put some chunky cheat on this one because it looks super cool on a black base. So, oh, thank you. It's a pyramid my husband built me because I'm kind of limited on space, and so I have a dresser that I didn't want out of my office. I needed to keep it in here. So he came up with that because he's like super weird and doesn't like to put a bunch of holes in the walls for shelves. So yeah, anyways, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and mix just a little bit because I have a feeling I'm gonna have to mix more than one epoxy at a time because I'm gonna have too much time in between. I use the ketchup squeeze bottles for my epoxy. Love, love, love it. The drying rack. Okay, hold on. Let me eyeball this a little bit. That was too much. Now I gotta add a little more A. What drying rack are you talking about? Are you talking about what I put these on? For now, I'm using funnels. Just like that. Oh. And I also, this I use for my spray painting. It's a dollar store pencil holder. Because this girl is cheap, y'all. So that's what I use for my drying racks. I don't suggest using the funnels for drying epoxy cups on, like if you hang them to finish drying. I have a dryer rack on the top of my multi-turner that I use for those. Okay. All right, mix this up. I am not gonna do this slow. I'm not gonna pop bubbles. I'm not gonna do nothing because I'm gonna just get the job done so you guys can see. Not cheap creative. Yes, Diana's right. You can spray paint your cup and add a little bit of glitter and bam, it looks like you spent a long time. Mix this up because I wanted to use the epoxy. Anytime I use chunky glitter, I use the epoxy method. Somebody remind me to turn my cup. I just did, but I'll have to turn it again for drying purposes. Okay, I'm gonna call that good enough. And always wear proper PPE when using epoxy. That is super important. I planned on starting to wear my mask when I was doing lives because I want to set a good example for all of you, and that was really important to me. But I have I don't know if you can tell, but I can barely breathe. I have pretty severe anxiety, and I'm fine in my mask when I'm just doing my normal stuff by myself. But when I'm talking and I'm moving and stuff, I felt like I was gonna have a panic attack because I didn't feel like I could get enough air. I didn't want y'all to freak out and see me have a panic attack and think I was having a seizure, because that's kind of what it looks like for me. I go, oh, and I can't move, and it's pretty rough. So I definitely recommend wearing PPE when using your epoxy. All right, let's put some of this on here. So we're gonna kind of ombre this one. What color? We'll do, no, because I'm gonna do Mistress. I want to show you what happens when you use too much. And Mistress is going to be a really good example for that over the black, but still look really good. So I want to ombre this one with the Chunky Cheat. I don't know what I want to use though. How about, let me look. Yes, Megan. Oh, you can feel my pain then. It's so, the first time I had a panic attack, I literally thought I was having a seizure because I didn't know what it was. It was really scary. Actually, every time I get on to go live, you guys, most people don't know it because I hide it as well as I can, but I'm always super freaked out. Even though I've done a ton of lives, it never gets easier. I just always kind of have a little bit of panic every time I get ready to go on, even though I'm super comfortable doing lives. I've been doing them for a long time, but just one of them things. All right, epoxy method if you haven't done epoxy method, I just dipped my finger in there because I'm kind of sloppy like that when I craft. And I am just going to stretch this all around my cup, that one finger dip, and it's going to cover a good majority of my cup. If I need a little bit more, I'll get a little bit more. Sometimes you have to kind of stretch it a little bit. My office is kept pretty cool. Well, except for that space heater running at my feet. That's pretty nice. But anyways. Oh, thank you, Pamela. Yeah, I know, Beth, it's nerve-wracking every time. For me, some people are just naturals at it. I pretend to be a natural. All right, so if you're just joining or you are hopping on and whatnot, we are working with Cheats tonight, the official brand of Cheat Glitter, also a registered trademark. So if you are not, it's pretty personal. You cannot sell Cheat under Cheat. Call it something else. And where to buy it is in the description of this live. It's prettypersonal.com. There's my little shout out. IPP tribe. Haha. Wearing her shirt. Okay. So I'm going to start thick at the bottom and I'm going to lighten up like an ombre towards the top. Yeah, I usually heat my cup up too when I'm doing it. I don't know, I'm just kind of winging it. But I always heat mine with my embossing gun just to get it to go on nice. Nice and smooth and not too thick. You don't get as many like streaky lines. Sometimes even with the epoxy method, if you put your glitter on too soon before your epoxy has time to thin out and whatnot, and I always like to put my glitter on with my fingers because I have better control of how much it's going. Okay, just seeing if I had even coverage. Okay, so now I'm going to hold my cup this way, a little bit of an angle, and I'm just going to lightly sprinkle to have it drop towards the top to give me that little bit of ombre feel. And then we'll do some more up at the top. Ugh, sorry, I can't turn it. I am not left-handed, but I'm trying to hold it this way so y'all can see. Okay, so this is what we have so far. And depending on how you look at it, will depend. And you can still kind of see it being a little cloudy, I guess you could say. A lot of that is going to go away with epoxy. Once you put your top layer of epoxy on. So let me clean up my mess here. This chunky Cheat, you guys, it was one of the first ones, I believe. And I forgot to put on my glitter apron. So that means I'm going to track glitter all over the house. I have a glitter apron. I have an epoxy apron. I have a paint apron. Okay. So now I'm going to use some, I think we're going to do a little bit of Girl's Best. No, I'm going to do a different one for Girl's Best Friend. Let's do Chunky Touch of Gold. Where's my gold? Touch of Gold. Okay, so here's Touch of Gold. I don't think you're going to be able to see it with my light. It's prettypersonal.com. You can also type in cheatglitter.com and it will take you to the same website. Get a new piece of paper so I don't contaminate. Okay, so super important with Cheats, especially on a black base. You do not want to go too heavy. If you go too heavy, you're going to have clouding where your white should be showing the black through, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So you just want the sparkles to show up. So on black especially, if you're not using, I'm actually going to show you, so I'm just going to shut up about it and spare you. Super, super light, okay? Because it's always easy to add and it's harder to take away. So this might blow everywhere with my heater. So I am just going to super light sprinkle this from far up so it doesn't go on too heavy. So Touch of Gold has a lot of gold tone to it, but in certain lighting, it almost has some green tones. But if you put this on orange, and you'll see it when we do our multiple color, this one, you'll see, because I'm going to do several different cheats. I'll do a strip of each one so you can see what the same cheat looks like on different colors. So there we have it on a black base, and it will looks a little bit different after we have epoxy over the top. So, but that's kind of basically what you have. Super pretty. So even though they're not technically for the color, experiment. I wish I still had it. When I first got all my cheats, I took some boards and I did each color of spray paint, and then I put cheats like we're gonna do on our cup. I did it, and it was super handy to have, but it was kind of bulky. Lauren has one on the website. I'm pretty sure it's on the website of the kind of basically the same thing. Of course, I'm kind of a follower, so I got the idea from her. Anywho, okay. So with this one, this handle sucks. Let me see if I can. I don't think it's gonna fall out. Okay, we're just gonna work with it. Okay, so you know what? Let's do a tack it method. Did you know you can do tack it with non-holographic glitter? Oh yeah. Because you can. Any fine glitter you can do tack it with. It just gives it a different method. A lot of people, it kind of gives you the same look as the wet method, I think is what people are calling it, when you mix glitter into your epoxy and then apply it on your cup. So we're gonna go ahead and do the tack it method. We're gonna use Girl's Best Friend. I don't know how well you can see it, if you can see any of the sparkles in there. I'll turn my cup, thank you. See, I only catch like barely any of the the comments that come in. Okay, glue. Okay, so for the tack it method, you can use a couple of different things. You want to look for, like, this will work, but I don't like to use sprays in my house, or because my husband's kind of bitchy. And he's like, it stinks. Anyways, you want to look for something that says extended open tack time. The tack it over and over. Now, tacky glue is different. It's not going to work the same. Tack it over and over from Aleene's is my favorite, what I use. It says the repositionable adhesive. So that, yeah, is repositionable, so it works longer. So for the tack it, you can use it full out of the bottle. It doesn't matter. I have a mixture of 50-50 because I use this as my main adhesive for everything. So I already have it mixed. So I'm going to do 2 layers. We're just going to coat our cup in it. And then it's harder to see on this white base than it is on other colors, but when it's dry, it turns clear, but it's still sticky. I love using the tack it as my main adhesive, especially for plaid cups, because it stays tacky and I don't have to worry about my Mod Podge drying too fast and leaving bare spots and all that. So I'm gonna grab my embossing gun real quick so I can heat this and get it dry, because it dries pretty quick. I'm usually pretty prepared, and I feel like I'm not tonight. Even though you should see my table, you guys. It is a hot mess. I got cups all over, paint all over. Got my epoxy and my... Mixed with water, Sammy, sorry. It's a, this is a 50-50 mixture, what I use for my main adhesive. Some people for the tack it method like to use like a 60-40, 75-25. You just got to kind of play with it and find out where your happy medium is. Like I said, this dries pretty quick, so I'm just gonna kind of go over it and I'll be able to see it shiny a little bit when it's done. And we'll do another layer. That way I just make sure I have good coverage. The tack it method is so fun, you guys. I love the tack it method. It's so pretty. Okay, so go ahead and do one more layer. A lot of craft stores, I don't know, I think some do. If you live in a bigger city, I know my craft stores didn't used to carry the Aleene's Tack It Over and Over. I had to order it online. But the last time I went to my Michael's, they had it. I was so flippin' excited. I even had to take a picture of it and say something about it, but so I was super jacked that I didn't have to order it online and could buy it locally. Okay, so we'll let that dry. I'll go ahead and speed it up with my embossing gun so it's a little more entertaining. If you're talking about the glue, definitely use a heat gun. Don't use a torch. Not for drying the glue for this. I wanted to show you, my dollar store doesn't have crap. I am not kidding. My dollar store sucks so bad. I wanted to show you my clock. This has, let me get this out of my way. I'm gonna try, I don't know if you're really gonna be able to see. Let me try turning my light down just a hair. Now this needs another coat of epoxy, but this has cheat glitter in it. I used a couple of different ones. It's got the Mistress XL, but I spray painted it, the mint, the purple, and the pink, and then I did a little bit of Milky Way, and then used the cheat glitter. The cheat glitter is the only kind of glitter on here. See how it just takes on different colors at different spots? It's so pretty. I really should put another coat of epoxy on this so it looks nicer. But yeah, I love it. Super duper pretty. Okay, now that I did that, let me dry this. Huh?
Just seeing what you're making.
Okay, well I'm going to be using epoxy, so I need you to stay out, okay? Go sit down and watch your movie. Hey, 45 minutes and it's bed. Okay. My husband works a really crappy shift, so he has to go to bed super early, so my kids are expected to be quiet and still and everything else for about 3 hours in the evening. And if you're 8 years old, that's not always the easiest thing to do. I can't tell if this is super dry or not because of the white. I think it's okay. We're gonna go with it, and if it screws up, it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to show you how you can use glitters that are maybe meant for one thing, but totally experiment, you guys. It does so many different things. Okay, so we're doing the Girl's Best Friend. This one has a lot of pink and green hues to it underneath the white, so I'm just gonna dump this on here, just like I would any other glitter. Now, if I was using this over a color, no way would I use this much, because you would definitely get some of the cloudy look because it's just too much glitter on there. I guess you could brush some off and it would probably be all right. This is one of the old shakers. So all of the shakers now have a big side and a small side, and they all come in shakers. No extra charge, and it's free shipping over 35 bucks, which I love. I don't think I ever, sometimes I'll just need a couple things and it's like 28 bucks, and I'm like, well, guess what? Gotta order something else. Always have to do 35. Okay, put this back in here. The gold bottle tacky glue and the white bottle. It's different glue. The white bottle, the glue stays tacky. It stays as an adhesive for a long time. The other one dries, and when it's dry, if that makes sense. Okay, so now we're gonna do what you do with the tack-it method. I'm gonna try to get a little closer so you guys can see a little better. And we're gonna rub it down just like you do with the holographic. You guys can see what I'm doing, but I can't. And it gives it, I don't know if you'll be able to see now, but you will in a minute. It gives it such a soft feel to it. I did 1 cup like this. I don't think I used Girl's Best Friend, but it was a wine glass like this, and I just put a water slide of an owl on it, and it was so pretty. It was just kind of, I don't know, it just looked really classy. So with this method, you can just kind of feel when it's laid flat, and sometimes you gotta rub it a little bit harder. I'm trying to remain rated PG. Anytime I'm rubbing something out, I always have things I'd like to say. All right. Okay, look at the difference in that now. Isn't that so pretty? Let me move this. It gave it such a different look. I just love it. It's almost kind of, when you look at it, it's kind of a pink, and it's got kind of a, almost reminds me of an Easter egg. Stop laughing at me, y'all. You all got dirty minds. Yes, it looks like a pearl. That's exactly what I was trying to say. But my mind was on other things. So yeah, super pretty. So experiment with your glitters. Try the tack-it method on non-holographic, non-holographic stuff. Still looks super duper pretty. Okay, let's check our drying of our, oh my God, I have so much glitter on me. Okay, I think my cup is good enough to, we're gonna go ahead and apply our first layer of our Chunky Mistress. We're going to, once again, use the epoxy method.
Not green.
Huh?
Not green.
Okay, for one, you guys are being too loud. Tell her to shut up. And 2, if you can't agree on something, you can just go to bed. I mean, is it that hard to agree on a movie? Okay, well, you have 5 minutes to figure it out, or I'm going to come out and pick a DVD that you've seen a million times, and then you won't have a choice what you're going to watch. So you can go relay that message to your sister. Okay, sorry, kids. Okay, reusing my glove here. And let's see, my epoxy's still good. So we're just gonna do the same thing, epoxy method. This one's super vivid colors. It turned out really bright. I don't think my other one was this. Oh, I forgot a step. Sugar beets. Okay, that's not good. Okay, so, crap. Well, we're gonna do an experiment because I just effed that up big time. So let me mark off where I have epoxy so I don't try to, man, I don't believe, you know what, I can wipe off most of that, I think. Let me try this. Wish I could use some acetone right now, but that'd be even dumber. Okay, so I know I'm, you know, I don't know. I have really good kids, but they're twins, and so their, you know, their age and their maturity and everything is like the same level, and they're complete opposites. So they don't necessarily like the same things, and so it's sometimes I have one who's super bossy and I have one who's usually very accommodating. She just kind of goes along with whatever her sister says, but sometimes she's just like, no. Which I've been working on, because I'm like, you need to, you know, stand up for yourself once in a while. Don't just do everything because your sister wants to. Okay, now we're ready. Oh, identical. You know, I secretly wish they were identical. Mine are definitely fraternal. I have one red hair that she's got curly red hair, and the other one has super, super straight blonde hair. They look nothing alike. One looks like her dad, one looks like my family, not necessarily me. Okay, so we're going to take some white paint. I am going to use some chalk paint because it dries super, super fast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on my seams, okay? So using some chalk paint, and we're just going to dab it a little bit because I don't want it super concentrated. And I'm just going to go first along just my seams. And it doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to look nice, because most of this is going to get covered up with the glitter anyways. So I'll just keep dipping in my little spot on my paper here. And this is just going to help it kind of blend underneath my glitter a little bit more than it would be to have it just solid colors. And it also, like I said, I like things kind of soft. That's just my taste. And so adding the white is going to soften my colors a lot. And my brushes are so used. My bristles are pretty fanned out. Okay, so now we have all of our colors outlined. Jennifer, you missed everything. But nothing too major yet. So now I'm just gonna rough dry brush this whole thing to help blend everything in. You missed me yelling at my kids, so that was fun. Threatening, you know. And I'm going to do a little bit more in this pink because I really wasn't happy with how dark that pink was for my liking. Okay, so this is where I'm going to leave it, okay? All right, now, give this just a second. Give it a good blowjob to dry. Oh, thank you. Crap, you guys, what would I do without you? My butts would never be covered. Okay, my garbage can is weird. You guys want to see something? Really? I do. I want to show you. Okay, so I made this last night. I'm practicing because I want to make my mother-in-law a gift, and so I really need some serious practice, but look at this. Oh, how pretty is that? Isn't that gorgeous? Look at all that sparkle in there. So it'll sit like this, and I'm just going to put a bunch of crap in there. I think I'm going to use my little foam balls. I'll put those in there. But I want to make my mother-in-law a vase, so it'll be longer than this and skinnier. But I want to make it like ocean. I want sand down here and then the ocean, and then I want to make the top kind of foamy. So I think it's going to be super pretty. I'm really excited. So that's the inside. And that's the outside. I love, love, love it. So I said it like this earlier, and I came back in my office about 2 hours later, and it was starting to flower open because I didn't let it set up anymore. So yeah, super, super pretty, super fun. I want to make a lamp, so it's a lampshade. That's on my to-do list as well. So I'm super, thank you. I'm super excited about it. And it didn't come out looking like lady bits. Because we all know that's a fear. Because most of the time I make those kinds of things, that's what happens. Okay. I'm getting glitter all over my box. I keep my gloves in a box to help reduce my dust issue, so I'm not pulling them out of that cardboard box. And yeah, I just got glitter all over it. So now I'm going to have glitter on all my plain cups. But that's okay. That's part of my game. None of my cups are perfect, and I tell everybody. So if you ever get a cup from me, there's going to be a flaw. And you will just have to embrace it and call it Katie's Love Incorporated. It is a lot of epoxy, Cynthia. But guess what? When I switched to Tumbler epoxy, I have not used any of my old epoxy. So I need to use it because I can't just throw it away. I gave some to a friend of mine, but I kept some. So I've been using that. But I tell you what I planned on doing. I do plan on taking a paintbrush and going over it with Tumbler epoxy because I want the shine and the what's the word I'm looking for? The illuminating factor. I don't know. Paul always says it illuminates everything. You know, I don't do custom orders. I very rarely do custom orders. I only do them for, how about we do a live on that? Should we do a live? It'll be, I mean, I can show you how to do it, and then I'll have to record the second part to it because you have to do it depending on temperature of my room, anywhere from 4 to 8 hours after it's set up. But we can do it together. Yeah, anyways, I don't typically take custom orders from anyone other than like my bestest friends and my family. But I do ready to ship cups a lot, and I will obviously customize them with a name or a very simple quote or something like that. So go like my page, Incinity, INZIN. Just go to my personal profile. It's right there in my about information, and like my page, and you'll see my ready to ship cups. But I stopped doing custom orders because my husband was throwing a fit that I was getting too busy, and I just want to keep it a craft. I want to keep it fun for me. And if my husband complains about the money I spend, then I can say, well, I can always, become official. Yeah, Jen, I hear ya. It's so much, I like doing it this way better, but I don't have to depend on bringing income in for my family. Because my husband does that. Okay, so we are doing the Mistress XL. So put my epoxy on nice and thin. We got our paints on. And this, I'm laying it on thick. And I'm going to get my butt before I forget. Okay. The next thing I'm going to show you is we're going to do some Mistress on black, and I'm going to do it a couple of different methods, and I'm going to show you how it looks different doing the different methods, and I'm also going to show you what it looks like if you do too much. I'm going to purposely do too much so you can see, because you really want to go light over dark colors, especially black, because it can really ruin your project if you go too heavy. So I want to go over that with you, because I know some people, when they use cheats for the first time, they're kind of like, and each cheat, like we discussed in the beginning of this, will give off different colors. So if you use, Girl's Best Friend over a green base, you're going to have or an orange base, I meant to say, you're going to have a lot of green tones in there. If you use it over a black base, same thing, you're going to have a lot of green tones in there. And that may not necessarily be the look you're going for. Mistress is a really good all-around cheat that is good for Don't do this, what I'm doing. Wear gloves. But my epoxy is super, super thin. I'm literally not feeling any. I'm just tapping down my chunky glitter. And a lot of people use wax paper. I don't know how y'all do that. I've tried it a few times and I just jack my cup. It's just terrible. It's really bad. Little tap, tap, taparoo. And I always go along my rim with my finger and I just kind of tilt it in a little bit to make sure I'm gonna have a nice clean rim. I don't ever leave my glitter at the top. And even if I push it down a little bit too far, that's okay because I clean my rim with my Dremel. And so it's gonna do that anyways. This just makes it less work for me to do. That way I make sure I get a really nice, good seal at the top. So, the one I did last night, that is dry, versus the one we just did. So they basically look the same, right? Okay, great. They do, if you don't think they do. I say they do, so I'm right. Oh my gosh. I gotta shut off that heater, y'all. I'm gonna overheat. Okay, so when you're done with that phase and your epoxy has cured, like this one has, we are now going to move into our, I'm out of epoxy, I need more epoxy. We're gonna do our chunky cheat over the top. And then, I don't know if I'm gonna push it tonight or not, and then we'll do our final layer of epoxy. I might, just for the purpose of the live. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more epoxy mixed here. I bet my A's a little bit thinner now since my office temperature has risen for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and mix enough to go over the top of my cup, and I'm gonna mix more than I need. Guaranteed it's gonna be more than I need because I'm gonna go ahead and do kind of a thick coat. And I already did more A than I need, way more. Because I'm gonna do kind of a thick coat and see if I can get away with just one layer. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I haven't either, Lisa. I don't know how all these people swear by it. It jacks up my cup every time, and I've tried several times. I just gave up. A little taparoo with my fingers works fabulous for me. Okay, tumbler epoxy part A and B, and we stir. Normally with chunky glitter, I do like to seal my chunky glitter for a couple of reasons. I think it helps prevent teeny tiny bubbles from getting in the little tiny cracks and not popping. It helps repelling. Some chunky glitter repels for me, some doesn't. So I always just seal just because. And you see how, I touch crap with my hands all the time. So we'll just mix this up, and then it's amazing what this next layer of different cheat does. So we did the Chunky Mistress XL, and now we're gonna do the Chunky Cheat. And it's so crazy the difference. I went from not liking the top to going, oh yeah, baby. All right. Now I'm going to repeat myself. Please do your research on epoxy. Wear proper PPE, mask, eye protection, gloves, yada yada. I don't do the whole eye thing. That's just me. But I do wear a mask when I'm not on a live. Even though that was my New Year's resolution, was to wear a mask when I do lives, but I just can't. With my anxiety, I can't talk and breathe. I already can't hardly breathe just without my mask. Okay. Get a glove. All right. Thank you, Pamela. It looks, I honestly do not like this. I think this is ugly. No. If this cup was done and I was like, I would strip it. I would not sell it. I would not think about selling it. I think it's terrible. But I think it's Really pretty. Now, I haven't made this cup in like 2 years, so let's hope it turns out the same way. I'm hoping I didn't do something else I forgot about, but I don't think I did, so I guess we'll find out. Heather, you're funny. It's ugly. Okay, so this is going to take a little bit more glitter for our chunky application because it's going on top of glitter, and glitter likes to absorb epoxy. So I'm going to stretch it as much as I can, but it's still, you know, you're definitely going to use more than you would for a typical epoxy method cup. Maybe we'll do the different colors with the different sheets before we do the black. Because I think more people might be interested in seeing those. That way, if you're bored or whatever, you can see that and then hang out if you want. If you don't have to. Don't forget my butt. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and pour this on here. Actually, I'm going to hit this with my embossing gun first to pop any bubbles because I don't want them to... This is typically how I pop my bubbles, whether it's on my journal, my final coat, my whatever. I just go up and down, and I'll do it for... Depends on how thick my layer is, 1 or 2 rotations. Alrighty, so that's what we have. Looks better under epoxy, doesn't it? But it's gonna look even better. Okay, let me get 2 pieces of paper here because I had a little bit of overflowage. Okay, and I'm just gonna sprinkle this on. And I'm gonna do it towards myself so y'all can't see. Okay, I was right. This frickin' rocks, you guys. It's so frickin' beautiful. I love it. I do wish I would have went with a more pastel pink. That's my only regret. Other than that, okay, let me pat this down. And I'm getting good enough coverage that I'm not feeling any epoxy, even though I shouldn't be doing this without gloves. I'm so sorry. I'm setting a bad example. When I do my edges on the bottom, I do it right on the corner all the way around so that I don't have any weird pieces sticking up. It usually pushes them one way or the other. Then once again, I'll give it a good rim job. Okay, look how much prettier that is, you guys. Once again, I don't love that pink. I wish I would have went with more pastel pink. It looks kind of brown on camera to me. Hopefully it doesn't to you guys. But, so we went from this to this. Look at the difference that one layer made. So, I don't, I'm not going to put the other layer of epoxy on there. It's just going to move too much. It'll ruin it. So I'm going to go ahead and let that cure and epoxy it tomorrow. So, but it's, I don't know. You get kind of further away. It looks so different on camera than it does in person. But I'm happy with it. I think it's pretty. I like it. So yeah, if you don't like something, don't strip it. Just add another layer of glitter. Where'd my handle go? My holder. Okay, this one's dry. Dry enough. We'll put that one there. And put this one up here. Okay. Now, let's get this one back in, and then we will do some different colors of cheat on the different color base cups so that you can see how much. It is much prettier, right, Lori? I love it. I do like it. I think it's pretty. I just don't, the pink isn't my favorite color, but it's okay. I just wish I would have went with more of a baby pink than, because this is the pink I did here. See, it's pretty dark. I just would like to have had it lighter. I think it's pretty. I'm totally, that's my own cup. That's my personal cup. It's getting that quote, life won't sparkle unless you do on it. Because that's what my other one had on it. Oh my God, I have so much glitter on my lap. I'm going to go upstairs and be like, hey baby, look. I'm all sparkly for you tonight. So the first layer was Chunky Mistress XL. And the other layer was Chunky Cheat. Oh my gosh, okay. Sorry, I can't get this glitter off my hands and it's kind of driving me nuts. I'll quit being OCD about it though. Okay, so we all remember this cup, right? The super ugly stripes. It's still a little tiny bit wet. Just in that one spot though. We're gonna go ahead and run with it. I'm gonna cut this in half, okay? And I think we're gonna do half of it with an adhesive and the other half with, how do I wanna do that? I don't think that's gonna work very well. Yeah, we're gonna do half epoxy method and half with adhesive because I want you to see the difference. Because I'm not gonna be able to epoxy. You know what, we're gonna do it all epoxy method because I'm not gonna have time to epoxy it, and it makes such a huge difference in the way cheats look. So we're just gonna go ahead and do the epoxy method. Okay. Glove. Oh, yay. Yep, life won't sparkle unless you do. I love that quote. My husband was complaining about glitter on him one day, and I was like, babe, just tell people you were at the strip club last night. Okay, so I am just going to put epoxy all over this cup, and I am just going to lightly sprinkle the different sheets on it so you guys can see. Now, when I say doing cheats with the epoxy method, usually that means me mixing the cheat into my epoxy. Hi, Brooke. So if you're just joining us, we are going to experiment with what the different colors of cheats look like on different color bases. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly sprinkle down the line, and I'm going to do it super light so that we don't have that cloudy issue, but you'll still be able to see the different, and I'm not going to do my butt so I can set my cup down. Okay. And then the next one we'll do the black, and I'll show you what it looks like when you use too much. Definitely, I love the cheats. Yay for glitter orders. Okay, so I'm going to try to do these. So I have some chunky and some regular. I'm not going to do the chunkies, okay? Because I want to try to get as many on here as I possibly can. so we're not going to do the chunky version. Touch of violet, touch of neon. Girl's best friend, have that one. I'll show you the pinch of on my black cup. Mistress, do I have Mistress yet? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna try to squeeze 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sheets on this cup. Shall we? All right, let's see, I'm gonna stand up here. Excuse my fat belly. Let me tuck in my fat roll. Make me feel skinnier. Okay. First one is Touch of Rose. This one has a slight red sparkle to it. So I am very lightly going to make a thin line. Come on. Let me get it to the tip. Just the tip, Katie. Okay, I think I have to do this different because I'm too scared of doing too much. So we'll do it this way. And because we're using the epoxy method, you should be able to see a little bit better. I think the other ones I'll be able to sprinkle on and it won't take so long, but that one was almost gone and I was just really paranoid. I was just gonna completely ruin it. Okay, so we have Touch of Rose. See the red? Whoop. On the orange, on the green, on the blue, pink, purple, blue, and yellow. It just looks different. And I'll take some pictures for you guys, or I'll try to take a video or something because I know you probably can't see it really, really well. This one is Touch of Gold. And we're just going in right against our touch. I'm gonna go a little bit thicker though, because I think I'll have the space. You're really gonna be able to see it against the black. See the red, and then the Touch of Gold it looks like it has a lot of green tint to it. Shattered Mistress, I love this one. This one is so pretty. Once again, I'm just barely dropping these on there so that it'll sink into my epoxy because I don't want too much. This one is really good for galaxies, for just a little bit of whatever. This one is, I can make my lines way thicker. Chunky Touch of Silver. So I'm going to try to make my lines a little bit thicker so it'll be easier to see. Girl's Best Friend again. Let me see. Where's my other Girl's Best Friend? Let me see if this one's opened. I'm going to open it. I'll have more control over dumping it out than I do in that. Oh, I just dropped that in my epoxy. For real? Damn it. Okay. All right. Girl's Best Friend. Oops, that went on too heavy. I'll just blow her on off of there. See how all they look so different. Okay, we'll just keep going. And Shattered Glass. This one is also really nice for, oops, it's not going to come out the little holes because it's bigger. This one I put in a bookmark and it was really pretty. I'll give you a view after I get it all on here. This one is Touch of Violet. This is one of my favorites. I love this one because I love purple. Touch of Neon. Actually, we're going to do Mistress first because Touch of Neon has a lot of purple in it. And that dumped on too heavy. but I'm going to show you that purposely here in a minute. Touch of neon, I think, just looks awesome on everything. Okay, let me move this so we can see where we are here. Let's go ahead and do the chunky since I have so much room left. This is Chunky Touch of Gold next to the neon. Definitely a lot more sparkle because it's a bigger cut. And here's Chunky Best Friend. They're very similar. The Chunky Touch of Gold obviously just has more gold. So let's see if we can get, let's see, where did we start? Here's Touch of Rose here with the red. And then next to it was Girl's Best Friend, I think. Nope, that's Touch of Gold. So this green one is Touch of Gold, but looks green on black. But look at it on that orange. Look how it brings out gold. Shattered Mistress is this one. It's got the little different big chunks of color. Chunky Touch of Silver is that one. It looks pretty good on every color, I think. Next one is Girl's Best Friend, which is this greenish blue one, depending on how the light hits it. Looks so good on blue. Blues and greens, I think, is the best for Girl's Best Friend, in my opinion. Shattered Glass is the next one, which is this one. And it's more of a gold, green, reddish tone to it when it's on the different colors. Next one is Touch of Violet, which is the purpley one there. Look how good it looks on the purple. And that looks really good on the blue too, I think. Next one was Mistress. Now this one is the one that's best for all colors. I'm gonna show you more on that one. It looks so good on every color. It has so many different colors of sparkles in it. And then this one was Touch of Neon, right? Yeah. That one's the neon. Go away. I think it looks good on every color. I don't know. It's so pretty. And then we have the Chunky Touch of Gold and the Chunky Best Friend. So lots of different looks. It's easiest to see on the black, the difference in the colors. I'll try to take some pictures in lighting so it's a little better to tell. So why my epoxy is still good, I want to do the epoxy method on black with Mistress. And then we're going to do just the adhesive method. So I'm going to use pinch of Mistress first, and you want to use just a little tiny bit. Which cup? That ugly rainbow thing I just did? You do not want that cup. That cup is just going to get a bunch of acetone. Okay. So I just put a little teeny tiny drop in there. I mean, there's hardly any. And it's going to be so pretty. And I always do a little tiny bit first. I'm going to add just a tiny bit more. Like, literally, that's all I'm doing. Can you see that little tiny mountain on there? And it's like when it gets into your epoxy, it almost just disappears. See the white? You can't even see white anymore. Okay, so the next one, we're going to go ahead and do the regular Mistress. I need another little cup. And I'm going to do it two ways. I'm going to do it one where it has the correct amount, and I'm going to do one where it has too much so you can see what happens, okay? So clearly this is going to be the one that has too much. And this one is going to have, hopefully, not too much. We'll see after I stir it. And I think I did add just a little too much. I'm gonna have to add just a little more epoxy because I added too much on that. I don't want to. Oops. I'm totally just eyeballing this. I never eyeball my epoxy, you guys. Never, ever, ever. Because I am not good enough to not screw up. Thanks, Paul. Yes, Mistress is definitely the all-around. It'll work on everything if you want some sparkle. But sometimes I like, you know, if I'm doing purple, I like to just have the purple sparkle. And it makes a big difference. Okay. Yeah, it was this one. Okay. I think part of my cloudiness is just bubbles. Okay, this one is too much. I might even add a little bit more so it goes on a little better, but it'll still be too much. That way it doesn't go on like icing, you know, super, super thick, because that obviously isn't going to happen by accident. I just want you to see what it does. All right. Wipe off my finger. Put on a glove. Okay. Cheat Glitter is an iridescent opal glitter that will take on the color of your base and add a little bit of color to a sparkle. What I'm using right now, this one is Pinch of Mistress. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. Then I'm going to do the cloudy one, or the one where I use too much, so you can see what it should not look like. And I'm going to try to even thin it out with my hand and spread it around a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to do one that hopefully, wait, is that one too thick? Yeah. And then this one should be the correct. Okay, it's kind of patchy because of the way I applied it. I'm going to pop any bubbles that are on here to make sure that you know that my cloudiness is not from bubbles. It is from too much cheat. I always warm up my embossing gun for a second. Okay, so here we are. This one is what, can you guys see that okay? I don't know. Let me try. I think I'm gonna have better luck if I don't have the light from my, but this one is the one that has too much. See how it's, you can see all that white? You shouldn't see the white at all. And then this one is the pinch of. And it is just not capturing sparkle. I guess it does here a little bit better. Can I focus? Does my phone do that? So there's the Pinch of Mistress. And then here's the regular Mistress. So the sparkles are just a bigger cut. And then here is the same cut, but it is too thick. You shouldn't see the white. You should just see the black and the color. Too much. That's the pinch. And then that's the regular. And because of the cut of glitter and how thin my epoxy is, it looks really bumpy. So, I don't know, this is amazing though. The pinch is my favorite. All right, I want to do one more. I want to show you with adhesive and with epoxy. I still have enough epoxy in this one. So I want to show you Mistress by using an adhesive versus using the epoxy method. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my tacket. And I'm going to go ahead and speed up my drying by, you can apply it directly on to this, but I'm going to epoxy over what I'm sprinkling on now so you can see it. White probably was not my best color choice, but it's what I have. Okay, so let's get our Mistress here. Let's see. That was our pinch of. That one has too much. This one is our correct. Okay, where's my Mistress? That's shattered. Oh, here it is. All right, so I'm going to go heavy on one spot, on one half of this, and then I'm going to go light on the other half. What do you want?
I'm bored.
Well, you can always go to bed if you're that bored.
No.
What time is it?
Can I watch you?
It's 8 o'clock. No, because I have epoxy in here.
8. I'll wait till you're done.
Megan, go please.
Hello.
Okay, can y'all see that? So I did light coat here and dark coat here. Crap, I need a holder. Okay. You know what? I really kind of wanted to show you on a dark base. I don't think, oh well, it is what it is. So let me move this. We're going to put this lid on. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is such a mess right now. And I'm going to, I need to mix some more epoxy because I'm going to also epoxy over our finished cup. So I'm going to go ahead and epoxy over that whether it's ready or not. I think I can do it soft enough that it won't completely screw it up because I want you to see what it looks like under epoxy. With tacket, using it as the tacket method or just as an adhesive. I use it as my glue, like I would Mod Podge. I don't use Mod Podge, I use tacket. That's just my thing. Since the tacket method first started, that's what I've done. I discovered it and said, hey, I can use this as glue. You are missing out by not ordering IPP glitter. Customer service is amazing. Prices are good. They all come in shakers. She ships usually within 24 hours. I don't think I've ever had it ship slower than within 24 hours. And free shipping over $35. Which, I mean, how freaking cool is that? I'm a sucker for some free shipping. Okay. A lot of my sticks are dirty, so I'm using a popsicle stick. I don't typically stir with a popsicle stick just because it's not my preference, but it'll work just fine. You know, think I should have mixed a little bit more because I need to do a thick coat over that. I am going to mix a little bit more. Sorry guys, hope y'all are bored tonight and just hanging out with me because seems like everything I'm doing is taking twice as long as it should. All right, I wonder why my kids are in the cupboards. Anybody want to take a guess what they come in here and ask me for? Because I can hear them in the cupboards. Their little butts are going to go to bed if they don't stay out and stuff too. Why does that not look even? 15. That's because it's not. Okay. Let's get this baby mixed up. And we'll put the epoxy over the Mistress on the white. Do I have enough space on this? No. Darn it. I hope you're going to be able to see the difference. I don't know if you're going to or not. Yes, it's super fast. Oh yes, welcome cheaters. Oh my gosh, Lauren, I completely forgot about the discount code. Thank you. I can't believe I forgot that. I did remember the link in the description, but I couldn't figure out how to pin it because I'm just not that savvy, I guess. You don't have any sound. I'm really not talking. I think it's 10%, Lisa, but I'm not sure. Yeah, 10%. You can slap some acrylic paint on the white as a base real quick. Oh, just, you know what? I have chalk paint. It dries so freaking fast. Let's do that. Because it'll only, you guys, you're so smart. Not that much though, or it'll never dry. And then we'll just put it in front of my handy dandy little heater down there for a minute. Okay. Let's put it in front of my heater for just a second. I love chalk paint because it dries so freaking fast. Okay, so while we wait for that to dry, let's go ahead and, oh my gosh, my table is such a disaster. You guys see my top row up there on my glitter wall right there? That's all my cheap glitter. It looks naked without it. Okay. So, let's get this baby. Am I stirred? I'm stirred. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this on the turner. So we have our before chunky cheat and our after chunky cheat. You guys, look at the difference in that. Isn't that flippin' amazing? It blows me away what adding a layer of glitter will do. Okay, this is going to be totally awkward because I don't epoxy this way. But yep, the code is good anytime. I'm not an affiliate for anyone. I don't benefit from shouting out, except for the bonus is I have a awesome glitter company that I trust, and yeah, so that's an all-time code. Even if you've ordered before, if you have not used that code, you can still use the code. So anybody I shout out, Tumbler Epoxy, IPP, those are the main people I use for everything. I just shout them out because I like them. It's on the turner now. You can epoxy, just do thin coats. But okay, so I'm gonna do this super weird, totally not how I normally do it. But I'm just gonna drizzle this because my glitter is still gonna be wet with epoxy method under there. But I think if I drizzle it, I'm not going to have, oh look, Katie, oh good grief. Let's put the paper under the turner so it still gets all over the place. That was intelligent. Okay, so anyways, it's kind of like icing on a cake. You know, if you just take the knife with the icing on it and you start scraping it, you're gonna peel it up. But if you cover the whole cake, I'm not a baker, by the way, so if I'm wrong, it is what it is. But yeah, if you drizzle it on, you're just not gonna have to fight to get so much coverage. And I'm using more than I would need to if I just waited for this to cure before I put epoxy on it. And I am just featherly light going over. I don't know, I'll try to do it this way so you guys can see how light I am. It's kind of like, I don't know, I'm just floating over the top of it and just kind of pulling down the glitter. I need a little bit more right there. I think I'm gonna do another drizzle. And I laid that down right on my wood table. Maybe I should have had coffee instead of tea in here tonight. Good grief. I just want a little bit more because I feel like I had some dry spots, but I didn't want to like completely. Oh, this is so pretty. And I'm just going along my very edge of the bottom here it'll just kind of naturally drip onto the bottom. And it also helps me get a little bit better of a coverage on that lip. I know some people struggle with that. And if I'm noticing that I'm not getting good coverage, I'll just let a little bit of my epoxy sit in my cup for 20 or 30 minutes till it starts to thicken. And then I just take a bead, just like I was doing, and I just kind of run it along the top and the bottom to where it still self-levels but doesn't. And I'm just kind of scraping off some of this epoxy that's on my finger. And now I'll go. Okay. This is definitely gonna need some help. But just for the purposes of this, you can kind of see. Let me see if I can give you a view by turning you around here. Hold on. Let me try not to get epoxy on me here. Okay. Gonna turn it around. So here we are. It kind of gives, does this give you a better view of what it really looks like? Look at how sparkly that is when I get down there. Get you underneath the light all the way. So pretty. I love it. It looks so much better in person, you guys. I can't even tell you how much better it looks in person. I don't love it on camera, but I love it in person. It's super pretty. And I think the further back you get away from it, the prettier it is. But it's even pretty up close. But you can still see all of the colors from the Mistress XL, but then the chunky cheek kind of mutes it out a little bit, so it's a lot softer. So yeah, I super love it. I know, right? Look at this. Side by side. I mean, no way does that look like the same frickin' cup. Amazing. I think it's amazing. When I did this, y'all, talk about feeling like a pat on the back. I was like, hell yeah, Katie. Woo woo. You know, I was feeling like the shit. Jamie, this is a combination of using a multicolored base with acrylic paint. And then I did a coverage in Chunky Mistress XL. Is that the name? Close enough. Mistress XL. And then after that was done, I did another layer of Chunky Cheat over the top. So make sure you hit the replay. It goes through what cheat glitters are, how to use them, and all of that blah, blah, blah stuff. So, yeah, okay. My black should be... Ooh, that's warm. Okay, I have a little spot left that's not quite dry. You know what? Let's just use the embossing gun. I think that'll work. I have never went through so many gloves and so many baby wipes as I have during this live. And I had glitter on my hand when I touched this cup, so it's going to have a couple extra sparkle spots. Oh, thanks, Lisa. It's actually on both. Melissa, it's Chunky Mistress XL or Mistress XL. I don't remember which one. That's on this cup as well. It's just, I layered it with the second glitter. That reminds me, I better do this before I forget. Okay, I'm starting to move my glitter a little bit, so I'm not going to touch it anymore. All right, let me see if this is... Okay, I didn't get any black on my hands. That means it's good enough. Okay, so we have the glue. I'm going to move this turner over to my other table. Okay. So we used adhesive and I did too much and then just to the right amount. So I'm going to do the same thing with the black. So I need where's my glue? Need a holder so I can get my paintbrush because I put it in water. My nasty old towel. Yes, Lisa, I can't agree more. Thank you so much to those three. They are the definition of awesome sauce. Okay, so let's put our adhesive on. If you're just tuning in, I'm using Tack It over and over for my adhesive because that's what I like to use. I do a 50-50 water glue mixture. Okay, there's that. Let's go ahead and get another piece of paper. And where's my glitters? Mistress. Okay, so I'm gonna go, let's see, too heavy was on this side. So we're gonna go too heavy. And I'm not gonna do anything else to it. I'm gonna leave it just like that, okay? Well, I'll tap it, because you tap it, typically. Now, if I were doing a cup and I accidentally dumped all that on there, I would take a paintbrush and I would brush off a lot of that. Okay, so now we're gonna take the same glitter, but we are going to do a much lighter layer. Now my glue's still a little bit wet, so I see streaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that so I can show you what it looks like before epoxy. I don't want you to think the streaks are glitter. Okay. We're gonna call that good enough. Okay, so here we have the same exact glitter all the way around. A heavy application and a light application with adhesive, glue, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now we're gonna epoxy it. I think I want to put it on a turner. Hang on. Let me grab my other. I'm just going to switch out turners real quick for this other cup because I don't think my other single turner will reach all the way over there. Okay. I'm going to tilt you down so you can see a little better, or hopefully can. Let me try that actually. Okay. All right, got our epoxy, and I'm just going to epoxy this like I would anything else. Now this glitter is going to move a little bit because I haven't spray sealed it, so keep that in mind, okay? It is going to make a little bit of a difference, but not a lot. I'll try to kind of do it carefully. And I'm going to do my black area first. Just because I don't want to, I just kind of want to keep track of where I've, whoop, stay put. It's one thing I don't care for about this turner is how it moves on me. See where my glitter is too thick. So where I don't know, we'll just go with it. My epoxy was from my thicker black area was starting to run into my thinner, but you'll still be able to see the difference. So if you use too much Mistress on a white base, it don't look like it matters. Obviously, because you're not going to see the cloudy. So, okay. So here's our example. Let's go ahead and let me pull you off again. Turn you around. Oh, hey, look, nostrils. My paper is my kids' homework. So see, too much epoxy, how cloudy it is. And then there is close to the right amount of epoxy, and then the white you really can't tell too much. There, we got some good. Let me try to get it to focus up there so you can. So that's the basic of it, guys. If you use too much, whether it be epoxy method or glue, see, it's just so cloudy, you don't want that. And even here is just a little bit too much for me when I was swiping it with the glue, but this area is good right here along the edge. That's what you want it to look like. Sorry, rotate my phone, I did. Hello! Okay. Mistress, Yvette. Definitely go with Mistress. That's your most universal cheat. If you, I mean, depending on what colors, oh my gosh, sorry, guys, have some thumb. Depending on what colors you use to, like me, I use a ton of pinks and purples. So Touch of Violet is a really good one for me. Touch of Silver, Touch of Gold, are really good universal cheats. If you were going to pick the top three, I would probably pick Mistress, Touch of Silver, and Touch of Gold would probably be my top three. But because I do like a lot of purples, I love Touch of Neon. And for those of you that weren't on here, I think this is Touch of Neon. I think, if I remember, I'm pretty sure it is. Quite a bit of it. I used quite a bit of it on this cup. So yeah. But that's it, guys. Move my paper. Why? How come I would need to move my paper? Because it will stick? Why do I need to move my paper, Heather? Okay. So, here, oh, let me move. Here real quick, we'll kind of go through these again, just so you can see all the difference. Look at the purple on that dark red. It even looks cool. So that's what I got, guys. Here's our, remember in the beginning, in case you weren't here, this is Chunky Cheat with what I use on the top. I don't remember what I used on the top. I guess I'll have to watch the replay to find out. Oh, so just drip epoxy all over my Turner instead of on my paper. Oh gosh, guys, I'm telling you, yeah, my brain tonight is just kind of not really with it. All right, so that's what I'm all done. So I'll take some pictures and post them in the event. Touch of gold on top. Thanks, Lauren. I could not remember what it was. It's super pretty. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put, I don't know, I'll put a decal of some kind on there. It looks really gold in the picture, but it's probably light. If I were to not have so much light, it looks, I don't know, there's lots of different tones to it. It's really pretty. I'll put epoxy on it and take pictures and show y'all. So yeah, anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. And, I have a huge freaking mess to clean up now. I have epoxy and glitter everywhere. Oh, my pleasure. Dawn, I order from a few different places. I kind of watch for sales. I order from Stainless Steel Depot. I order from Maker Flow Crafts. I order from Raw Tumblers. I've ordered from Craft Haven before. And I think that's the only places I've ever ordered from. So I just I visit every site. I kind of do some price comparison, watch for sales, that kind of thing. Because I'm super cheap. And I don't buy in bulk. If I bought in bulk, I would probably, save some money. But I don't make enough money to buy in bulk. My husband would probably kill me if I spent all his money in bulk cups. Because I just don't use that much. So anyways, okay, well, I'm going to get off here, and I bought some clay today so I can finally try a gnome cup, so I'm super excited, but I don't know if I'll get it done tonight or not. I started a new series on Netflix, so I might just watch TV and eat chocolate. We'll see. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with me, and we'll see you again soon. I don't know what the next live will be, so we'll figure it out. We'll do another one next week. Now that Christmas is over, I plan to hopefully do a live once a week, or once every 2 weeks minimum. So y'all be seeing a lot of me. Anyways, take care. We'll see you later. Night.